My name is Angie Covil. I'm the Federal Programs and Intervention Coordinator for the Sky Mountain, Ocean Grove, and South Sutter Charter Schools. Our schools are personalized learning, independent study charters. Our students are all learning from home. Our teachers are all working at home. We work really on making sure that our students are achieving and setting goals for themselves, making sure every student has an individualized plan and a goal in place to get there, knowing that they have those steps to work towards what they actually want to learn and make them excited about learning. We do make sure that our students have all the supports that they need and a plethora of ways to get there so that they have different options. Not every student learns the same, and we really want to emphasize that individualization in our students. Every one of our students has an individualized plan. And so at the beginning of the school year, we meet with our parents and our students together, and we set goals for them based on their academic areas of need, based on their interests, and based on the curriculum and the style of learning that that student does best with. Every parent has the ability to choose the curriculum that works best for their student. So a student might work in one area in a math curriculum, supplement with other tools that the parent finds, that their education specialist that works with that family also may recommend something that they know, like, hey, I see your student's really interested in learning with manipulatives, so here's a great curriculum for that. Or I see your student really loves game-based learning, and so here's a great curriculum for that. And so they have lots of different options there. So our goals for our students in the short term are really to make progress, ensure that every student is growing, whether they are 3 years behind or 3 years ahead. We want all of our students to be challenged and learning continually in an individualized and unique way, in a manner that is appropriate for that student and meets that family's educational goals. So we brought Tutor.com in because our students have parents at home that are teaching them, and not every parent is an expert in everything. It gets exceptionally challenging, especially in like middle school math, high school math. A lot of our students are in college courses where they may need help with their college work. Science is another area of struggle. Writing is something our parents really identified as a need. But they don't necessarily need one-on-one tutoring constantly. They just need that, like, hey, I have a question, I'm not getting this, and we just need a place to turn. Our education specialists are credentialed teachers. They are great at a lot of things, but again, no one person is an expert at everything, and they serve TK through 12th grade. And so there's going to be holes where we just need to find an extra place to get help. Tutor.com really met that need for a lot of our students, and we really had the intent of bringing it in for our Tier 2 and Tier 3 students to make sure they could have access to a credentialed person or somebody who's an expert in that area and could get help when they needed it on demand. They could get feedback on their writing. They can submit physics help, whatever they may need in that moment. It really became a tool that our Tier 1 students have latched onto, and they're doing really well because of that access to Tutor.com. So our Tier 1 students are those kids that, they don't qualify for every support out there. They don't need consistent tutoring. They don't need somebody there holding their hand the whole time. But what they do need is they're really stuck on this really hard thing, and they just need 5 minutes with somebody to go and say, hey, am I doing this right? Or can you help me? I'm stuck on this step. And so Tutor.com's really helped with those pieces. So our kids that are using Tutor.com regularly do a lot more with their homework. We're seeing actually more assignments turned in. We see students that are passing their courses because they have that little bit of help. We really noticed the biggest difference in summer school, where we have kids working very independently, kind of on a packet program is probably the best way to describe it, although there's a lot more involved than that. But our summer school students, when they come into summer school, they're working at a quick pace through a curriculum, trying to do a semester's worth of work in just a few weeks. And so those students tended to call more frequently, and they really got involved. And that's how we saw, this is really making a difference. We're seeing more students do more work in that short period of time because they have that consistent help. A lot of our high school students that like to work in the middle of the night, they tend to call in and get help in the middle of the night. Most of our usage, I think, is during the school day when kids are typically working. But we do have those kids that really enjoy being able to get help when they don't have anyone around to help them with it. I think just the most important thing for our students in our school is the ability to get what they need when they need it, and to really make sure that they can make a connection with someone that can help them. We're seeing a lot of our students choose favorite tutors in Tutor.com because they've made that connection, or they found like this person explains things in a way that I get it. And so having options there really makes a difference. And it's something that our families really prioritize as choice. And Tutor.com has been able to provide that for them.